Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. Today we are gonna do side story reflection. Oh, am I bothering you?
Huh? No.
Okay, just checking. It's hard to tell since you always look so into it when you're reading. It makes me scared to interrupt.
Well, it's within my expectations to be interrupted when I read here. It's mainly when I'm by myself that I don't like it.
Oh, that makes sense. I guess if you're here in the first place, then you're more ready to socialize, even if it takes a little bit of prodding.
Please don't prod me. It's not as so bad as to be social if you let others do the work.
I mean, that's true.
So it can be healthy to put myself in a social environment every now and then. It's mostly difficult when I don't know anyone, or when there are too many people, or everyone's being too silly for me to keep up with.
Yuri glances around the room at Sayori and Natsuki. Sayori has her head cocked back and her mouth open, trying to catch pieces of cookies that Natsuki is lobbing into the air. But the pieces keep bouncing off her face and hitting the floor. I wish that was a picture. Oh, maybe I should say something.
No need, they just ran out of cookies. What a waste.
They really become good friends, haven't they? I'm happy.
Sayori seems particularly good at making that happen. But the two of them are both on the energetic side, so I suppose it works out well.
Yeah, come to think of it, you and I haven't had a chance to talk one-on-one, have we? Though, that may be partially my fault since I'm supposed to be the one engaging club members.
Oh, not at all. I'm probably formed a habit of drawing minimal attention to myself. The responsibility is equally on me, at least to display some sort of openness to engage.
Well, what about times like lunch? Do you meet up with friends?
I just read.
Oh.
But I like it that way. It feels nice to be carried off again after a morning of classes.
Do you always read fantasy?
Oh, not always. I suppose all I've read recently, but only because I'm in the middle of this series. There are 2 more books after this one.
Oh, I guess those long books suit you. Well, since you spend so much time reading.
Yeah, well, fantasy may be my favorite, but after that, I'm more or less indiscriminate into genres. I'll read anything with depth and maturity.
Oh yeah? Even like romance?
Well, there are a lot of books that have elements of romance in them.
Oh, come on, Yuri. You know what I mean. Monica lowers her voice. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, so I won't tell anyone if you do too.
Maybe more than when I was in middle school.
Wait, what? Maybe when I was in middle school. Well, you used to read the porn in middle school? That's not great, Yuri.
I mean, I was really lonely. People were mean to me a lot. So I just kind of felt like, please don't make me think about the past.
Oh, sorry, I'm just super curious. You know, we should totally pick out a romance novel to read. That would be so much fun.
Absolutely not.
Really? Even if it's just between us and has Fabio on it?
Try asking someone with no such shame, like Natsuki.
Ouch.
Sorry, I swear I didn't mean that.
Well, I guess it's my fault for pressing you. I'm like that for things in my past too, you know, things I feel too embarrassed to re-experience. Things that wake you up at night. Like the time Chronos forgot an old girlfriend's name when he ran into her. That was embarrassing.
There's nothing wrong with throwing out of things. It happens to everyone. For instance, Natsuki's interest in manga reminds me quite a bit of how intense I used to be about my own interests. It makes me think that she'll likely grow out of it too.
Hey, were you talking about me?
No, we were just...
Oh, we were just talking about our interests have changed over the years. When did you get into manga, Natsuki?
Like a couple years ago, I guess.
I was already sort of into it before that, but I wasn't really going hard until then. Oh yeah? What was it that inspired you to get into more into it?
I don't know.
I guess, let me think. It was after I discovered a series that I really liked.
Yeah, it was just really fed up with a lot of things, and
I got super into this one series that I really related to.
Because I had an edgy phase where I just hated everyone around me and wanted to be by myself.
Oh, kind of like Yuri.
Monica!
Oh, sorry.
That's completely wrong, so...
It's still cool that you both really found your thing. There's almost they're almost like opposites, but it sounds like they helped you a lot through hard times.
Oh, you know it.
Huh, what the heck? Is this book even bigger than the last one you were reading?
It's technically slightly longer, but not by much.
How high do you think it would go if you stacked up the whole series? Natsuki estimated by holding her hand high above her head, sizing up the imaginary stack. I should get one of these mangas that's like 50 volumes long, so I can say I've read more than you. Not that I have money on that, or for that.
Please, that would hardly count when your books only have a few words per page.
I know, I was joking. I would never actually read books like yours. It's too boring for me. Yuri shoots a glare at Natsuki.
It's not boring.
Chill, I said for me, not for you. I have my own opinion, just think it's too convoluted. Sayori, are those from the floor? Sayori! Damn it. This is how you're gonna get sick, Sayori. Gross! Also, wash your hands before touching my books. But my hands aren't dirty. Just do it. The oils are there even if you can't see them. Fine. Sayori trots out the door and Natsuki follows.
Thoughts?
Yuri, you look a little upset.
What kind of nerd does she have to call my hobby boring?
Well, she did correct herself.
Hardly. Why is she so condescending? I don't mind if she thinks it's not for her. I already understand it's not for everyone. But she knows well how much these mean to me. So how about just leaving me alone instead of needlessly telling me the things you hate about it?
I'm sorry, Yuri. You may be right. This won't be the last time people have strong feelings about what they like and don't like, especially in the literature club, so I should figure out how to mediate discussions to keep them positive and constructive. For the record, I've always been impressed by the level of creativity in your books, also the ability to get through them so quickly.
Thank you.
Okay, well, this is something that we'll have to think about and revisit. I'm sure I can help Natsuki find some common ground with you.
Common ground isn't necessary. I just wish to be respected.
That then. Either way, I'll do my best.
I'm skeptical when it comes to Natsuki. I trust you, Monica, but I'm skeptical.
You did say that twice. Okay, everyone. We have a special club meeting today. As you know, the Literature Club is a place where we get to share things we're really passionate about. But it also means we have to be mindful of how we respond to each other's feelings. I think we have a chance to turn our differences into positive energy for each other. Can you be a little dramatic about this? This is important to me. Oh, sorry, I just feel like I'm being accused of something again. No, I'm not accusing you. I mean, I did come up with this because of you, but I'm not accusing anyone of anything. It's just, sorry if it came off that way. But our conversation yesterday made me reflect on the power of language, and I thought it would be a good topic for the Literature Club too, don't you think? I'm sure we have differences in opinions a lot. I'm sure we're going to have differences in opinions a lot, so I need to make sure we're prepared to keep a positive atmosphere in the club.
You say so.
Sure. The cool thing about language is that it gives us a lot of different ways to express the same idea or emotion. We have a lot of control over how we want other people to feel when we're receiving our thoughts. Sorry, I just got a visual of Suri catching cookies in her mouth again, or trying to catch cookies in her mouth again. This just made me giggle. This goes for poetry, narratives, casual conversations, basically anything. For example, Sayori, what's your favorite food?
Yes? I have them organized by category. Should I start with snacks or do you want the full meals? Should I include breakfast?
That's a full meal. Oh, jeez. Okay, how about your favorite fruit?
Oh, that's easy. Cherries.
Really? I always thought cherries tasted nasty.
What? Cherries are delicious.
Oh, that's a pretty strong reaction.
Well, I just don't understand how anyone can think cherries are nasty.
How does it make you feel?
I don't know, sad?
Defensive, maybe.
Yeah, I get defensive.
See, the reason you had such a strong reaction because I said I didn't like cherries. It's because you felt like your opinion was under attack. But that's weird, right? Something like taste is completely subjective. But when I say something like, I think cherries are nasty, I'm using objective language.
No, you're not?
No, you're not. You're saying I think cherries are nasty. You're saying it in an opinion form. If you were like, cherries are fucking disgusting, only weirdos could like that. That's using objective language. Like, if you got rid of I think and you were just like, man, cherries are nasty, that's an objective language. I think cherries are nasty is opinionated. It's your opinion. That's fine. Right? I don't know. I'm challenging Zuri's reality that cherries are delicious with my own, which is that cherries are nasty.
Wait, hold on. How is that objective when you said that there was only your opinion?
It has to do with the way our brains interpret the words. You're talking about the reality of the cherries, not your feelings about them. No, you're talking about your feelings. Shit! Are me and Natsuki the same person? I do look good with pink hair. I look good with anything, actually, so yeah, I don't know. Like Sayori. Let's rewind for a second and pretend I didn't tell you that I think cherries are nasty. Good! Well, instead of that, I said, like, I tried cherries and they're not for me. It's kind of the flavor I enjoy. It's not the kind of flavor I enjoy.
Well, that's fine. As long as you don't call them nasty. Nasty is a nasty word.
So, okay. I guess? I'm kind of lost on this one. Okay, so cherries was kind of a weird example, so I think the core point gets across. This time around, instead of talking about cherries, I'm just talking about my feelings, and sorry didn't get defensive. So instead of clashing with each other, it's like we received an invitation to talk about our differences. Yuri, you don't need to take notes. I'm not gonna quiz you or something.
I know that. I was just,
Sorry, I didn't mean to call you out. You can do whatever you like. But does anyone have any thoughts so far?
Yeah, I just feel like I shouldn't have to put all my language to a filter just to protect someone's feelings.
Well, you don't have to. The choice is yours and how you want to come across to other people. It's only suggesting it as a tool to help you turn your differences into a positive experience rather than an argument. Right, Sayori? What do you say, cherry hater? Oh, okay, come on. Sorry, I actually like cherries. I was just saying that to help demonstrate.
What the heck?
I've been duped. Oh, sorry, Sayori. I'll make it up to you later. How about a cherry sundae?
You are welcome to dupe me anytime, my beloved president. Buying your people's loyalties. How deplorable. I like how you turned down a free sundae, Yuri. You're certainly a fan of those cupcakes I brought in the other week. I was reading books and I couldn't keep track of them.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's relatable. Okay, that's enough. We're getting off topic. So now we have the gist of it. How about we try it with something more relevant to the club? Like manga. Let's try have a productive conversation about our differences in opinion. Yuri, do you want to start?
Well, I'd rather not, no.
Oh, how come?
Well, because I don't see how anything productive can come from that. It's just gonna start a fight.
Oh, no, it'll be fine. That's why I'm here to moderate. Let's have a calm and rational discussion. This is gonna go off the fucking rails real fast, isn't it?
Yeah, give me a little more credit. It's not like I'm not a child. You don't have to coddle my feelings. I always think it's more respectable to speak your mind. Respectable?
Yuri's expression changes that word. As Mono recalls, being respected was the crux of the matter for Yuri. Well, the point of the exercise isn't exactly like...
It's fine. I have nothing against anyone personally. You're entitled to enjoy whatever it is you like. I just want more depth and nuance to my reading material. I look for stories that have imaginative and sophisticated beyond the surface level. Well, that's just a misunderstanding then. I thought you were gonna say that manga's for children or something. Like, I don't hear that enough. There are plenty of deep mangas, but there are plenty of these. I'm not clueless about manga. I've read my own fair share when I was younger. What? Are you serious? How come you never told me? Because I'm past that point in my life. I really prefer not to revisit it. I prefer more mature things now. Excuse me?
Okay, hold on. Can I jump in here? Let's try to keep things subjective. Because if you imply manga is immature, you're implying that someone is immature. Or then aren't you implying that someone's immature for being into it?
Well, maybe it's immature to judge people having different tastes than you.
Natsuki!
Nobody's immature except me! Yeah, I've read the Nakuzi manga and Yuri's Fantasy, and I love both of them in their own way. Okay. It's great that you like it, but I'm still find it boring.
Boring isn't subjective. Okay, it bores me. That's subjective. But, no, she's right. I mean, the thing is...
This is ridiculous. You see why I didn't want to participate in this? I knew it was just gonna make people upset. I'm not upset. Like I said, I don't care what other people think. I always get the impression that you secretly look down on me, so I'm glad my suspicions were confirmed. That's not true at all. You're making assumptions. You can't blame me for getting defensive when nobody ever has the least bit of respect for things I'm into. The only thing I've looked down upon is when people make fun of me for just being myself and trying to mind my own business. But have you looked in a mirror? Tell me again about respect after calling me all my interests immature. You can't. Please stop. Please. You don't mean those things you're saying right now. Let's just be friends.
Yeah, I didn't mean for this to happen.
Well, it did. So please don't invite yourself to try and solve other people's problems next time, okay?
Yuri's piercing words sends the club room into a choked silence as she gathers her things. She leaves.
Holy crap. I never heard her sound like that before. She must be pissed.
Well, you weren't very nice either, so...
I'm just saying. How did this happen?
It's my fault. Yuri wasn't wrong. I should have tried to moderate a conflict when... I shouldn't have tried to moderate a conflict when I know how bad I am at dealing with conflicts. It was a really stupid thing for me to do.
Nobody followed. It wasn't stupid. Everyone in the club is a nice person. Sometimes. Nobody would have expected this.
I expected this.
But I guess we're sensitive about the things we really love. Like cherries. Honestly, she kind of brought it upon herself. Like I said, I don't care if you're not in the manga, but if you're actually looking down on other people for it...
It's kind of the point I was trying to make in the first place. It's not about sugarcoating things, it's about just recognizing and understanding our differences.
Yeah, but here's the thing about that. Yuri actually looks down on me. It has nothing to do with her word choice or anything like that. So I see what you're trying to do, but I really think the problem here is her, not just like the way we talk about each other, right?
I mean...
Yuri isn't like that. She's a lot sweeter than you're giving credit for. I'm sure she's just reflecting on this. I actually think everyone should.
It'll be fine. I'll figure something out. I'm just, like, saying that instinctively. I'm just setting myself up to cause more problems.
This wasn't your fault, Monica. You shouldn't have to beat yourself up over it. Yes, I mean, it's good to have the truth finally come out. I can just move on now. But, it's fine, I promise. Let's just get it off our minds off this, okay? It's a good opportunity to read some manga without having to worry about feeding Yuri's superiority complex. Don't be mean. I'll talk or read manga or whatever you want, but don't be mean to my friend, okay? Sorry.
Just bitter. Everything will be alright. Okay, I don't have the answers, but at least know that we're all good people and we don't want to hurt each other. This will be a learning experience. Monica says that, but her uneasiness is given away by how much she has to force the reassuring tone in her voice. This was bound to happen eventually. Natsuki and Yuri have always engaged with each other the least of anyone, and this is the reason. As Sayori and Natsuki proceed to distract themselves with manga, Monica sighs to herself, and it will shake her worried thoughts. Will the club really have to just come to terms with the fact that some members will be incompatible with each other? Monica desperately doesn't want to admit that, and she knows Sayori doesn't either. But for once, a solution doesn't seem to be in sight. I mean, it's kind of fine if not everyone's going to be compatible. Like, that's just kind of naive thinking that everyone will be able to get along with everything. Some people can just be acquaintances. That's fine. They don't have to be good friends. They can still be nice to each other, get along, talk every once in a while. They don't have to be like super duper friends. You don't have to force it either. Let's go to part 2 of Reflection. As I take a sip of my drink. A new day arrives. Big E just busts through the door. Suri arrives at the club room early than usual. That is not late. As she enters, it appears to be empty still. So she sits down at the desk and pulls out a sheet of paper primed to jot down her thoughts. Suri has made a habit of scribbling her thoughts and feelings onto paper whenever possible, as it tends to serve as her best inspiration for poetry. My heart feels vacant because the ship sealed away. Oh my god, were you shipping Yuri and Natsuki? That's not what you meant, right? Okay, I know this is a video game. Don't ship real people, okay? Like, if you have friends that are nice to each other, don't fucking ship them and don't do that. Ship fake characters, whatever. Sure, don't get weird about it still. We've already been over this, and I think in this series anyways. Don't ship your friends. Or real people in general. Good God. Yo. Yeah. Natsuki? Natsuki pokes her head out from behind the closet door. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you, but it would have been a lot more awkward if I didn't say anything. I thought you wanted me to listen in on your poetry thing. Yeah. Thanks for realizing that. Did I let you finish that up then? No, it wasn't. I mean, just whenever it's convenient. You're not interrupting. Where's Monica anyways? She's out in the hall. Why? Well, just in case she runs into Yuri. I think Yuri's too nervous to come into the club room by herself. Oh, jeez, Yuri really lets things bother her for that long? She can't control her feelings. For some people, it's really hard to cope when you get a bad thought in your head. Maybe you can distract yourself for a little while, but as soon as it gets just you and your thoughts again, it comes out. Huh? Just want to have a normal club meeting. I don't need to pretend it never happened if we all just ignore it and move on. I don't want to be bothered by this. It's so stupid. Her opinion of me doesn't matter anyways. Besides, it makes me feel really guilty, and I hate that too. It's okay to have feelings. It doesn't make you weak. Let's figure this out together. Fine. Only because you're good at this stuff. Just gotta come up with a happy scene. Maybe this will help us understand where your bad feelings are coming from. I was happy with the way things were before we had to make that conversation yesterday. What part of the conversation made you upset? Was it Yuri being mean about manga? Maybe, I doubt it though. Because my friends and other people make fun of manga all the time, but I just brush it off and ignore them. But something about it really got to me this time, and I hate that I'm letting it get that happen. Because it came from Yuri? No, why would that matter? I mean, well, maybe. Just I hate that she thinks she's so much better than me just because she likes to pretend she's all sophisticated. Well, that's what it is. At least other people decide they don't like me or manga or whatever. But Yuri acts like she's too good to even give it a chance. I'm sorry. Everyone deserves a chance. Yeah, exactly. Would you give Yuri's book a chance? Fuck no. After that, obviously not. What about before? Well, I wouldn't until I get bored, which wouldn't take long. But if you actually keep an open mind, then it's not hard to realize that a story can be deep and meaningful without being needlessly complicated. I see. But you know, I like Yuri's books. Yeah, but you like manga more, right? So Yuri shakes her head. I like them both. I like them in different ways, and I like them both. I mean, the manga, it's really honest and fun and easy to just let go with. Just what? I'm sorry, what? I mean, manga is really honest and fun, easy to just let go with. Oh, like letting go of your attention, I guess? And the fantasy has a lot to interpret and uncover. It's really rewarding to have some good quiet time together with. But the most important thing is that both the manga and the fantasies are true to themselves. And I love them both. And I think there's room for both of them in the same club together. I just feel like maybe, I think she's just saying Natsuki's manga and Yuri's fantasy. I just feel like maybe there's more to come than you think. How do you get along with everyone so well? I was getting into fights with people. Like, first it was Monica when I was new to the club, and then it was you, and now it's Yuri. And I'm always like, oh, that person is being such a jerk. I just realized that, and if they just realized that, then we could just at least get along. Nobody else has that problem. I just keep running away from the reality that everyone's just a jerk to me because nobody likes me. I don't know why. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what's wrong with me. I hate it. Yuri puts a comforting hand on Natsuki's shoulder. You're a wonderful person. You just deserve to be loved just as much as everyone. Everyone has a different ways they like to communicate, you know, and sometimes that makes it harder for us to understand each other. I think sometimes we get lucky and we make friends who are really good at the same time, the same kind of communication, and it feels like you magically connect with them. And other times, even if both people are really nice, it's easy for them to misunderstand each other, or to get the communication wrong. It's something that Yuri struggles with a lot. It can be really hard. It takes a lot of reflection and self-awareness and vulnerability.
I'm bad at that one. Vulnerability. I always have to be the strongest. What do you mean? Tell me about that part of you. Well, sounds stupid, but I'm really used to people being mean to me. Like my friends, and I guess my dad, like when I don't get good grades, or even stupid things like if my room isn't clean. So what am I gonna do? Cry about it? I let myself get upset, then I'm just letting them win. I'm better than that. Better than all of them. And so these things always have to be everyone else's fault. Feels like if something goes wrong, and even a tiny hint that it might be my fault, then I just get really angry and I find ways to blame everything else instead. I mean, to be fair, I was kind of taking your side during that conversation earlier, because it was subjective, and you were saying it in your opinion that it was. I guess you didn't have to use the word nasty or boring or whatever you were using, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Do you see yourself better than Yuri? Dots? If I said that, then I would just sound really full of myself. No, I mean, yeah. Our thoughts and our feelings are two different things. Even if you don't like our feelings, we have to understand them if we want to learn more about them ourselves. That's part of vulnerability, you know? Except that we have to have feelings that we don't like. I hate that. My feelings make me a bad person. My feelings just want to tell me that I'm so much better than her. And that she's judgmental know-it-all who's stuck in her edgy phase, and that I'm just way above that garbage. But I'm terrible feeling that way. You're not terrible. You're not your feelings. Well, I mean, at the very least she knows that. A lot of people don't know their own feelings when it comes to certain things like that, and they don't hide it, and they come across as like stupid idiots. But still. But you are not your feelings. You're the sum of your feelings. That's different. Say that to yourself out loud. Dots. Fine. I'm not my feelings. The way I like to picture it is those feelings are like your roommates. You live in the same house and you get to see each other every other day. Not every other day, it's every day. And even if you ignore each other for most of the time, you get to run into each other every now and then. It's going to make you feel like poop. So the other option is to just get to know each other. You can communicate and learn from each other, and maybe even help each other change for the better. Despite what you... does that help you understand? How do you know so much about this stuff? I just have a roommate that's really hard to get along with, called Depression. Depression? Like, you're like the happiest person I know. I'm not my feelings. I want to be a good person like you. Oh, you little sweetheart. We're all good people. Sometimes. You and Yuri and Monica in this timeline. And I think Yuri will eventually learn that about you too. Natsuki remains silent, feeling a little overwhelmed. Despite Sayori's kind reassurance, a complicated mixture of pain and sadness seems to fill her, as though flowing from a wound inside of her. Was it the result of her vulnerability? No, it wasn't as though she was inflicted a wound after becoming vulnerable. It was as though she began to rediscover an old wound, one that simply cannot be bandaged or left alone any longer. Yuri, what are you doing all the way over here? I was looking for you. Please don't yell at me. Oh, I'm not gonna yell at you. This is just my voice. I just want to say that I'm sorry for what happened yesterday. It was unfair of me to put everyone in the spot like that. Next time, I won't try to jump in and solve everyone's problems. This is a bad habit of mine. You're not mad at me? I thought you were the one mad at me. I was so awful yesterday. Yuri curls up, recalling the details of the argument. Was she sitting on the floor? I can't even have an old conversation without saying something wrong and making everyone upset. Hold on, that's not what happened. That's kind of what happened at the end a little bit. I didn't make everyone upset, but she did kind of let loose. Let's talk about this, okay? Yuri pauses for a second and manages a nod. Monica takes a seat. Everyone says shit they shouldn't have said yesterday at the end there, I think. But yeah. I have a lot of negative thought patterns and I can't get away from them. Oh, what kind of negative thought patterns? Like everyone hates me? Especially Natsuki? Oh, that's terrible. I don't think Natsuki hates you. How do you know? Well, because Monica thinks back to the time she herself found herself in an altercation with Natsuki, and how to display maturity from Monica was enough for Natsuki to evaluate her own feelings. I think Natsuki is just naturally defensive. She acts mean when she feels like she needs to protect herself.
But you know, she's really not a bad person. I think she can be really thoughtful and considerate. Just, well, I guess it's the way it works is that she wants to receive some degree of kindness first before she feels comfortable returning it.
Oh, but that means the burden is on me, and I don't know how to say things that make people like me. Every time I open my mouth, I just...
Yuri shakes her head at herself and tugs her hair. Don't pull out your hair, Yuri. It's okay. You don't need to beat yourself up. I think anyone would like you if you had a chance to get to know you.
Well, unfortunately, the opposite is true. That's why I'm not talkative anymore in the first place. Because everyone used to think I was weird and talk about me behind my back. Oh, sweetie, I think everyone still thinks you're a little weird. That's just what happens when I draw attention to myself.
It is fine. Being weird is fine, right? There's nothing wrong with being weird. Being an asshole, that's a problem. And I'm not saying any of these girls are assholes. They can come off as a bit dickish sometimes, depending on what they're talking about. But everyone does. Everyone is a dick sometimes. Everyone is weird. Everyone has their own issues, right?
Natsuki even said she found it more respectable that when people speak their mind, so I did, and then she hated me anyways. That was enough to confirm my fears.
But Sayori and I like you, and we've gotten to know you a lot by now, then, right? Yuri doesn't seem to have a response. Hey, what do you think of Natsuki?
I don't think about her.
That's not what I meant, really.
I just,
I was just wondering if you had an opinion of her.
I do.
What is it?
Natsuki seems to bring out the worst in me, and I feel really ashamed of it. I like to think of myself as a fairly sophisticated person, so for someone to just treat me like I'm inferior despite my tastes, that's just the worst kind of insult coming from someone like her. And it makes me think bad things about her. And everyone else seems to like her, so the only explanation that it's me who's doing something wrong again, and my feelings about her are wrong, and I'm wrong to get upset over something so childish and inconsequential.
Oh no, Yuri, feelings are never wrong. Feelings can be wrong.
Well, that's not right.
Well, that's the thing. Feelings are never right or wrong, you know? Well, they're just a state of being, and you don't always have to have control over it. That's true. But that doesn't mean they have to control us. I feel like that's something I learned around when I first started the club. When we can hate ourselves for feeling a certain way about things, or we can, just acknowledge that they exist and try to understand them better. I could never be mad at you for just feeling a certain way. Really depends on the way. It's just how you handle them. And I think working through feelings is a great opportunity for teamwork.
Thoughts?
Yuri wears a dejected expression.
You make it sound so easy. You're so mature and so good with people. I feel like a child in comparison.
Oh, Yuri. I'm far from perfect. But these are learned skills. They didn't come naturally to me. It's really hard to, reflect on yourself and separate your feelings from your thoughts.
I just want to be a good person.
Well, I think it takes a good person to get this far.
That's not good enough. I want to be able to communicate it to her.
Communicate what?
How I feel. How it makes me feel frustrated and upset when she's so negative and dismissive about the things that mean so much to me. And how it reminds me of me. Because I know what it's like to feel misunderstood and angry at everyone. I know that feeling yourself, or telling yourself you're better than everyone else is just a defense mechanism. We're just people. We're fragile and unstable. And I'm just tired of getting in the way. I can't understand when the peace is disturbed like this.
Yeah, you can't focus on your reading when the peace is disturbed, right?
Because the literature club should be happy for everyone.
Monica looks at Yuri in adoration. I feel like Sayori must be rubbing off on me because I really want to hug you right now. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to make you uncomfortable.
No, well, if you wanted to, then I wouldn't mind, really.
Monica pulls Yuri into a short embrace. You're so gentle, and I love when you communicate your feelings. I feel lucky to get to see that side of you. I'm sure Natsuki will too.
I'm gonna write her a letter.
Oh, a letter? What a great idea.
Just because I'm not good at talking, especially under pressure. I always let my feelings get the best of me, and I forget to say all the important things and say things I don't mean.
Oh, I think a letter would be wonderful then. Such a nice way to communicate. Yuri's face hardens with determination.
People don't naturally gravitate towards me like they do with you and Sayori. My personality just isn't suited for that, and I wouldn't want it to be. But something I've learned is that friendships doesn't always just magically appear out of thin air. For instance, I never would have seen myself making friends with someone like Sayori. We're the opposites in a lot of ways. But I'm friends with her because she put so much effort into understanding me so that we can get along. I think it's the same with you. You both gave me a lot of time and patience. And I wonder if she feels the same way.
Natsuki?
I always thought that if I wanted to make more friends, I had to be somebody that I'm not. And there's a type of person or a magic formula that I have to follow in order to make someone like me. That's just like me to think that, and always occupy with myself that I fail to understand other people.
Yuri shakes her head.
Friendship happens when you think about other people, when you offer time and effort to understand them, respect them, and trust that they always want to be a good person.
I wish that was always the case. Things would be a lot easier.
That's what I learned through my observation in the literature club.
Observation? Monica caught by surprise. Yuri has always kept to herself so much that it was unusual to hear her suddenly talking about the club like that. But Yuri's gently smiles to her. You always let me listen to your thoughts and about people. It's Yuri too. It makes me happy, but because I learned a lot of things. That's so sweet. I had no idea it meant that much to you. Monica never thought much about it, but in the past week, Yuri seems to be especially attentive when it comes to the problems and concerns of others. Oh my god, soccer tryouts! Always wanting to listen and learn more about her friends in the club. It's true, Sayori and Monica are naturally more comfortable with other people, and can more easily work through situations of conflict. But that doesn't make them better people. It just makes them better with people. Everyone has strengths and weaknesses and the capacity to improve. The first step towards improving oneself is reflection and self-awareness. It's something that Yuri never gave herself enough credit for, but that Monica can recognize as an incredible trait. And with that, her confidence in the club is restored. That it? Nope. Thought that was going to lead into the next one. As a very shy girl with long, pretty hair is wandering in the bustling lunchtime hallways, her fists pressed into her collarbone. When she finds the literature presence classroom, she stands at the door, glancing all around her before peering inside. Monica is sitting and chatting with a group of unknown friends. Yeah, as expected, this is a bad idea after all. Suddenly, Monica glances at the door, makes the girl panic and duck out of sight, but she regains her composure and decides for sure to leave. The classroom door... Oh, she's leaving. I thought she was going to go in the car because the classroom door gently opens. Yuri, what a surprise to see you during lunch. Yuri squeaks in response. Please help me. What, is everything okay? Yuri shakes her head. I don't know how to write letters. That's good. Thank goodness, I thought there was some kind of emergency. Monica briefly glances over her shoulder at her friends. You want some help? We can find an empty classroom or something.
Is that okay? I feel bad taking you away from your friends.
It's totally fine, I promise. We weren't doing anything really. One sec. Monica trots back to the classroom, saying something that, like, I gotta go, to her friends, then grabs a pen and paper off her desk before returning to Yuri. Let's find somewhere quiet. Yuri nods and follows Monica as the two of them set off.
How are you today?
Oh, me?
Well, yes.
Oh gosh, sorry, I was caught off guard. I'm doing well. Just tired. I have never seemed to get enough sleep during the week.
How come?
Oh, I don't know. I think I'm just easily distracted. I really get sucked into things and start neglecting the time.
Me too. I do that too.
Yeah, me too. The classroom is empty. Let's go in. After peering inside, Monica opens the classroom door and the two of them enter. Yuri moments of relaxation ends. She's watching Monica pull up two chairs at the same desk, then obeys as Monica beckons her to take a seat. She stares down at the empty desk. You know this?
I don't want to do this.
We don't have to. We can come up with something else. Yuri shakes her head.
It's my chance to do something good. I need to take the initiative.
Oh gosh, you must be really determined. I know how hard it is to step out of your comfort zone. I'll be sure to encourage you. Yuri pushes through her anxiety and grabs a handful of lined paper from her notepad. Then she picks up a pen. You're left-handed. That's neat.
Yeah.
I know, I don't know. Now I don't have to worry about bumming your arm. Monica playfully rubs her shoulders against Yuri's. Sorry, I'm just being a little silly. Anyway, how about we start by listing the different things you want to say to her? Yuri thinks.
I feel embarrassed all of a sudden.
Oh, it's okay. How about some of the things you said to me yesterday?
What? Never mind, I guess I'll try.
Yuri thinks for a moment longer, with her tension evident, and she writes the word reflection.
This is about my reflection on our behavior. The key question is why we act like this towards each other, but we have been able to separately be friends with Sayori and Monica.
That's me!
Yes, it is. So,
Yuri thinks.
I've been able to befriend the two of you because you've taken the time to understand my needs and respect my interests.
Same goes for Natsuki too. We started off as a pretty hostile to each other because I was worried about getting what I wanted, and she wanted to be respected more than anything else. Once I stopped making it all about me, she was able to do the same.
I want to do that too.
So what kind of things do you want to do for her?
I want to do the same things for her that I like to receive. I like it when people respond positively to things I'd like to talk about and not just brush me off. I like it when my feelings are taken seriously, and I like when you and Sayori trust that I want to be a good person even when I'm not doing a good job at it.
Let's write those feelings down. Maybe not that last part, but okay.
Alright.
Yuri writes things down. I think the most important thing is to remember that here is that Natsuki's feeling vulnerable, so we should make sure the letter is put to her first. It's hard when you're feeling hurt, but it never helps to just tell someone all the things that they're doing wrong. I think you first have to make sure they know you're ready to respect them and listen to them, and with things like that you feel there are things that you could do better. And then finally, you have to ask them what you would like in return. How does it sound for that structure? It'll be like 3 paragraphs, one for each of these points.
I like it. My thoughts were so disorganized I had no idea how to come up with any sort of structure. You're amazing at these things.
Oh, stop it. You've done so much more than I have, you know. You spent so much time reflecting and being open-minded. That's the hardest thing for anyone to do. All I'm doing is helping you put it at a piece of paper. So I think we're amazing. Monica gives Yuri's hand a quick squeeze. As she lets go, she caught by surprise by Yuri's curls finger as Yuri curls her fingers to hook Monica's hand in place. For a while, they just sit like that in silence, save for the occasional scratching of Yuri's pen against the paper.
Yesterday, you told me something I was thinking about a lot.
Oh, what was that?
A thing about how feelings aren't right or wrong, they're just a state of being when we need to come to terms with. Made me think about how a person's behavior isn't always just how they decide to be. It's also made up of their past experiences and their insecurities. I think it helps me see other people as actual people rather than just insignificant side characters who are out to get me somehow. Okay, is that how you normally see people? Is that how you felt about Natsuki? Yuri nods. Oh, but in reality, everyone's always trying their best and everyone wants to be happy.
Monica peers over Yuri's paper, but to her surprise, Yuri pulls it in closer, practically covering it with her arm. I have to be able to read it to help you out, you know.
It's okay. My thoughts are more organized now after being able to talk to you about it. Now I'm actually putting on paper I realize I prefer others not to see it.
Yuri laughs softly to herself, a rare expression. Oh, I'm kind of glad to hear that, actually. I somehow kept finding ways to button the whole thing. I've done enough damage. But I also been so wonderfully... it's also been wonderful talking about this. I mean, I always thought you were really smart, but... Yuri smiles.
I always feel will always be terrible at these things. People are just so incomprehensible to me. I'll never get the hang of being one. But listening to you so much that has really helped me make sense of this thing. So just don't call it damage, please.
Monica gives Yuri a gentle smile.
Can't believe I came into a club looking for fantasy geeks, and all I got was friends who value me.
What a jip. Is that a joke?
Of course it is.
I still can't tell with you.
Sorry.
No, I love it. Please never change.
As you wish.
Yuri glances at the clock.
We're almost out of time.
Will you be able to finish it?
Before the end of the day, probably. But I don't want to come to the club the same day that Natsuki reads it. I'm too shy.
Oh, I can give it to her instead if you like. Yuri nods.
As long as you promise not to read it.
Of course, I promise to read it.
Thank you. Wait, what?
Yuri exhales the 2 stands.
I'll message you when I'm ready.
Good luck. I'm here if you need me. Yuri turns a nod and 2 depart. Okay, yeah, I'm assuming the next and last chapter is going to go over that one. Oh no, Yuri! You made a mess! Anything else new? That one, of course. Are we actually going to get 3 pictures? Or am I missing something? There might be another chapter after the next one, maybe? I don't know. I don't unlock those ones. Oh well. So yeah, we only have self-love left, but we'll get to that next time. Thank you for watching. I will see you all then. Have a great day. Bye.